picture yourself 10 years from now. If you set aside 5,000 pesos per month 10 years ago without investing it, you would easily have 600,000 pesos today. Today, you're looking forward to your new car, new house, or a dream vacation. Because of inflation, your purchasing power for that 600,000 pesos would actually be worth a lot less today. But if you invested your money in a mutual fund, not only would you have maintained your money's purchasing power, your money would be worth more today. For information, visit the FAMI website.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of our FAMI Three Kings, where we will share with you the gifts of first, wisdom, which we have done 2 Fridays ago. And today we'll be sharing with you on how to be a better person. And the third one is about the financial freedom, which will be aired on January 4. That's a Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Same time, 4 p.m. So my name is Love. I hope you know me already. And let's kick off our second episode. By the way, again, please stay tuned until the end because we are giving away exciting prizes for those who have sent in their questions prior. So before I introduce our inspirational speaker, let's just wait for everyone to come in. I see likes and hearts. Say your name and where you're from so that we can make a shout out. All right. So our topic today, as mentioned earlier, is becoming the better version of you. So this year's really tough, to say the least. So are you having self-doubts? Like this year, were you harsh on yourself or you feel like you're stuck, literally and figuratively though? So in places that you shouldn't be, what's my reason for being? Ang dami mo bang questions? How do I even bounce back? So wouldn't 2021, are we expecting 2021 to be better? At least personally, kasi question ko din yan. And today, we will have some guidance and clarity because we are all looking for that positivity amidst the current challenges that we face. Our speaker this afternoon is a co-founder and chief operations officer of Taxumo, founder of Manila Workshops, blogger behind mommyginger.com, vlogger behind GTV on YouTube, Lean In PH network leader, business and marketing coach. Her blog is mommyginger.com, where she talks about mommyhood and pursuing and making your entrepreneurship dreams a reality. So would you please welcome on our digital stage, Ginger Arboleda. Hello, Ginger. Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
everyone.
Nice to see you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, love?
I'm good also. This is my last working day for 2020.
Ang saya mo naman.
Yes, masaya. Pero before we end everything this year, we need your help, okay? So this is, like what I said earlier, this is a tough year. So everybody's really tuned in this afternoon. Let's just say hi to Chris
Yes.
Flores Umel from Saudi Arabia. So we have someone
Hi,
from the Middle East.
Chris. Wow.
And Jennifer May Lomboy and Teresa Orteza
Hi,
from
Teresa.
QC.
Yes,
Yes,
from QC.
correct. So
Ayan. I'm so happy na nanonood talaga sila. So ready
correct.
sila to plan for
Ready na sila.
2021.
Yes. So, hindi na natin papatagalin. I'll leave the digital floor to you.
Okay, sige.
Thanks, Ginger. See you
Alright,
later.
thank you. See you later. So, to those who are watching, if you can share this stream, no, so that share natin sa mga friends natin, so that all of us can plan together. So, I'll just share my screen. Speaking of sharing, I will share my screen with you, and then just comment if you see it there. if you see it in the screen, in your screen. So there, I think meron lang delay because I'm also watching from dito sa aking cellphone. So I'm very honored to be part of this initiative, no, of First Metro Asset Management Inc. So FAMI. I've been a customer siguro since like 3-4 years ago. So I have Save and Learn equity fund for Zika. So this afternoon, what we're gonna talk about is really like how do we plan for 2021. And I know that it has been a challenging 2020 for all of us, even for me. No, it's been really challenging. And today, I hope to share with you like some things that work for me, so that kayo din, no, that you can also plan and um, approach 2021 with positivity. Okay ba yon? So if you are watching this, say hi. So I'm seeing a lot of people here. Hi, Pines. Hi, Dance. Hi, Gret. And hi, Tess. So, okay, I'll start by giving you a brief background of like my entrepreneurial journey. So, I won't be discussing all of this because Love did a good intro of me already. But I'll share with you like how I started running a business, no, running businesses. It was 2010 when I first found out that I was pregnant, and I didn't know na we didn't actually prepare for that. No, we didn't plan for that, and it so happened we lost that first pregnancy, we lost that first baby, and then I had to undergo chemotherapy. But it was such a um, great year for me, and you would wonder why, no? Because that was the time when I sort of looked back at my life and did a lot of introspection, and I sort of looked at my life from an angle na ano ba ang dapat kong gawin sa mundong to. So I think most of us had that kind of moment, no, noong 2020, especially during the pandemic, because I get a lot of questions. No, I get a lot of questions from friends asking me like, how do you cope? No, these are challenging times. May mga nawalan ng trabaho, may mga nagkasakit yung mga loved ones. No, some even lost their loved ones. And how do you cope with these kinds of things? And today I'll be sharing with you how I actually coped during that time. And okay, so it actually begins with what we call like finding our purpose. So who among you, I want to see in the comment section, no? So maybe you can type purpose if you already know your purpose, or if you are actively looking for your purpose in this world. So I want to see sa comment section. So just type in if you are looking for your purpose, or if you've already found your purpose, no? So I want to know. And yeah, medyo may delay lang. But so yeah, so in terms of purpose, one video, or one, I think it was an article that we came across, no, kami ng husband ko. It was an article saying that in this life, what you should do is think of the time that you're gonna pass away. Medyo morbid in essence, no, but just bear with me, no, and try to think of what other people will say during like in a eulogy or during your wake, no, and that is the kind of person, or that is what you sort of need to strive for. So ako, my purpose really came late na nung as I mentioned, no, that was when I started Manila workshops. I started Manila workshops because I personally didn't know what to do with my life. Sabi ko, gusto ko magtayo ng negosyo, pero I didn't know what kind of business that I wanted to start, no. So what I did was I invited my friends to speak in front, and then together with people who want to learn about, like, let's say photography, makeup. That's when I started learning about things. And then after three workshops, I realized that this was what I was meant to do. I was meant to help people with their businesses. I was meant to help them thrive and succeed in their own businesses. So in your case, what is your purpose? And normally, no, during challenging times talaga, like when you're down in the dumps, when feeling mo like parang wala nang, kumbaga parang what is there to to do, no? What is there to look forward to? This is when your purpose comes into play. And to look for your purpose, I'm gonna share with you like 2 techniques. So I love this quote. Before going to that, I really love this quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. At sinasabi niya, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know that even one life has breathed easier because you have lived, that is to have succeeded. So it doesn't matter how big or how small your purpose is. What matters is you left this world a better place. So that's what we need to strive for. And to find the purpose, this is the first framework that I'm going to share with you. This is called ikigai. So ikigai is actually the Japanese term for reason for being, no? So yan. So sinabi dito ni Gret that you're still actively looking for your purpose. So this is a good framework to start with, Gret. So it is a Venn diagram. As you can see, a Venn diagram, di ba, yan yung mga circles na nag-intersect. So there are 4 circles. If you look at this, no, you start with what you love. What do you actually love doing on a day-to-day basis? In one of the workshops, I came across this little boy. He was 10 years old. And then I was asking him, what do you plan to do in your life? No, sabi niya, I want to be a game tester. Tapos he said something else. He told me, you know what? What you should do is the thing that you're doing when you're procrastinating. Tapos sobrang, it hit me talaga. Kasi parang for a 10-year-old to say that, it was like parang, okay, such wise words from this little child, no? So it has to be something that you love doing. Next is, it can be something that the world needs. And normally, di ba, when we create a product or a service, we look at the needs of others. And that's what we create, no? We create products that are geared towards that, addressing a need of the world. And then, something that you're good at. So you have to look at your skills and assess, like, what are the things that what are the things that you can do, no? For example, baking, or creating a system, or creating processes. So assess ano ba yung skills mo. And the 4th one is what you can be paid for. So itong monetization, it's very important, no? Because if you want to continue on doing your purpose, you need to sustain that. No, you need to sustain the activities that help you achieve that purpose. So the other framework that I would want to share with you is this. This is from a guy called Leipzig. So Leipzig is a producer, American producer of 300 stage plays. So marami na siyang produce. And I like this framework because these are actually questions that you can answer. The first question is, who are you? Sino ka ba talaga? What do you love doing? Sort of similar to Ikigai. And I love these last 3 questions. No? Who do you do it for? Who do you want to help out in this world? What do these people want or need? And how do they change as a result? Because normally, when we talk to people, they would say, so anong ginagawa mo? You would say, okay, I am a banker, or I am an account manager, diba? That's how we introduce ourselves. But we don't introduce it based on like our purpose. And how will it sound if ganon? For example, kami sa Taxumo, no? So what we do is we created a system that automates taxes. But if you hear it from the perspective of fulfilling a purpose, it would sound this way. So I'm Ginger. I help bring back time to business owners so that they can focus more on their priorities and their core business. So it sounds ganun siya, no? More clear in terms of like your personal goals, diba? So ang goal ko talaga is makatulong ako. Who do you do it for? I do it for business owners. What do these people want or need? They need extra time. And how do they change as a result? They have more time for their family, for their loved ones. So this is a good exercise that you can try out. Okay? Okay pa ba tayo? There. So a lot of the people nitong pandemic, no, would tell me, oh, okay, I know my purpose, but then how do I really achieve this purpose, no? And a lot of barriers come into play kasi, especially this year, wala pa pala, December pala. So this year, no, so there's this inner voice telling you na hindi ka worth it or hindi mo kaya yan. Next is you feel demotivated, diba? Kasi biruin mo, you are here in the confines of your home. Sino ang hindi pa lumalabas? I want you to comment in the comment section. No? So gusto ko makita if nakalabas na ba kayo nitong 2020. Kasi ako personally, hindi pa ako lumalabas ng bahay ko. Bumaba ako to the lobby, pero hanggang dun lang. Bumili lang ako sa convenience store doon. So, yun lang. That's as far as I went. No? So, I feel sluggish kasi ito lang yung ginagalawan ko, no? There's no physical activity really. I used to walk going to the office, but now it's gone. And lack of direction because we're uncertain of the things to come. Kailan ba ang vaccine dadating? Ano ang mangyayari, no? What are the laws and regulations that the government will have for next year? And we feel tired kasi parang ang daming nangyayari. We're overwhelmed with a lot of things. And we have to fend for our family, we have to do our tasks, and we still feel that with that, we feel tired, diba? So, ang dami-dami nating kailangan gawin. So, this afternoon, I will give you practical tips when you look at the 5 aspects of your life. So, itong 5 aspects of your life is basically your mental, the mental aspect of your life, emotional, physical aspect, social aspect, and obviously the financial aspect. No? So I hope that all of these will help you. If you have questions, feel free to comment on the comment section so that we can discuss it as well. No? Okay, so let's start with the mental aspect of your life. So here are some of the things that I have tried personally, and I've seen the rewards or I've seen the benefits of doing this. No? So I begin by setting aside 30 minutes of the day learning. So kung mapapansin ninyo, like a lot of time actually has been given back to you. Wala nang waste wala nang time waster kasi hindi ka na nagko-commute. And normally, commute takes gaano ka tagal yan, no? For the people watching, it's usually like 1 hour or 2 hours of your life wasted, diba? So why not replace it with 30 minutes a day of learning? Ako, I'm an advocate of really learning new things. And even if you are confined in a small area like this, learning kasi helps you explore, no? It helps you learn about new things. It helps you look at different perspectives, diba? And then remove clutter around you. This is the reason why methodologies like the KonMari method came into play, no? Because kung mapapansin mo, masyado na tayong, since we're inside, nakikita na natin yung mga nitty-gritty details ng bahay natin na parang, ay, ang kalat dito sa area na to. And normally, pag makalat, we're not motivated, we're not inspired to do our tasks, no? To do our work, or even to achieve our purpose, if you put it that way, no? So, ang maganda is start already decluttering things around you. We've been consuming a lot of stuff, and that's fine if you really, like, if it sparks joy, ika nga, no? If it makes you happy. But I think this is the time that we also create, no? Tend to shift to that creative mindset, no? Like upcycling, no? Trying to recycle stuff that we have around us. So there, you can do that this year as well. And then eliminate decision fatigue by creating a system or automating. I'm not sure if you've heard, diba? Si Steve Jobs, he's very familiar. People are familiar with what he wears because paulit-ulit niyang sinusuot yun. And as a CEO, you create a lot of decisions on a daily basis. And not just a CEO, no, all of us make decisions. Like every minute we have to make decisions such as like kakain ba ako ngayon? Sasagot ba ako ng email, 'di ba? So all of these things, it tends to use our brain, 'di ba? Obviously we need to use our brain, and that makes us tired. And at the end of the day, tamad ka na to do anything, no, because of that. So try to automate or create systems for things. And that way, it will sort of like take away like 3 to 5 decisions probably that you need to make every day. And then create a wake-up routine. Some people, no, have like wake-up routines na parang sinasabi nila na na parang pag gumising ka sa umaga, di ba, they say na meron kang make a wake up routine, diba? Na morning routine. In my sense, I call it a wake up routine because I believe that all of us have different rhythms kasi when it comes to like yung waking up, kung ganado ka na right away, diba? So for me, like create that habit of when you wake up, gawa ka ng sistema, no? Gawa ka ng sistema. Anong gagawin mo in the morning? And it has to be something that you need to do, no? So there, like, let's say if you want coffee, kung mahilig ka sa kape, start with coffee, no? Drinking coffee so that everything becomes positive, no? Your day starts positively. And then nominate or create a system for brain dumping. So in terms of what do I mean by brain dumping? When we feel overwhelmed, it's because we are storing a lot of information. So one way that you can sort of de-stress yourself or not feel overwhelmed is to write things down. So have a note-taking system. And this will really help you in terms of like remembering stuff and not feeling that overwhelmed anymore. Okay pa ba tayo? So that's for the mental aspect of life. And now we go to physical aspect of your life, no? So aside from the mental state of a person, ang naapektuhan talaga, what I've seen of my friends and even with myself, ang naapektuhan talaga drastically is like yung physical aspect of our lives. Kasi we used to exercise outside, we used to walk outside. Now, nasa bahay na lang tayo. So these are things that really help me. One is to set aside an area for exercising. So designate an area. Why? When you designate an area kasi, this gives you a visual cue. So if you see that area na walang laman, it urges you na, ay, dapat pala mag-exercise ako. So visual cues really help a lot when it comes to building a habit. Next is do things that you like. So I know that social media can be a bit overwhelming kasi ang daming stuff, no? Like you should do this so that you become healthy, you should do this. So ang daming mga advice. But for me, start with the simple things that you like doing. For example, if you want to eat more vegetables and let's say cheese makes you happy, you can put cheese in your vegetables, diba? And start with that. In that way, you start eating more vegetables. So ganon. So let's be creative with building that habit. And then third thing that you really need to know about is that you are in control of everything that happens to your body. So think of it as your body is a vessel, no? So it's a tool. It's a tool for you to do things. Now, whatever you believe in or whatever, sabi nga, diba, whatever the mind conceives, you can actually achieve it, diba? So always think that you are in control of whatever happens to your body. There. So that's for physical. And then we go to the emotional and social aspect. So for emotional and social aspect naman, start with embrace processing our emotions. I have a little daughter. She is 7 years old. So, syempre, pag bata ka, you don't really understand yet what you're feeling, no? And whenever she feels like angry, syempre sumisigaw siya, 'di ba? Like any kid, no? Sumisigaw, umiiyak, nagwawala, 'di ba? So, what we tell her is to calm down, think of what you're feeling right now, and try to explain what you're feeling, no? And try to elaborate on that. So and I think it's not only kids that need that, no? That kind of emotional processing. But even us adults, there are times kasi na hindi natin maintindihan like what's happening. Like ako, nung pandemic, there are times na lang nabigla akong iiyak, no? So what I do is I sit still and I try to process like, why am I feeling this way? What happened to me? Ano kaya yung reason for feeling this way? So it's good to embrace that, no? Embrace that process of trying to analyze your emotions. And then next, listen and see differently by experiencing new things. So a lot of the things that are happening now to us and even to the people around us are new. So what you can do is really try to look around, try to see what's happening, try to see what's happening to your loved ones, no? And by talking to them and by conversing with them, you get to see different perspectives of life. Ang mahirap kasi, like we always equated before, like socializing with really face-to-face conversations, no? But you can actually do that. Ang dami na nating tools right now, especially in this digital age, diba? When we have all of these tools. And like video conferencing, diba? Itong mga video conferencing tools, or even live streams like this, no? So we can talk to each other and experience new things, no? By talking to each other. And next is keep a gratitude journal. So one thing is we need to see that we have little blessings, no? Kahit maliliit lang yan, we need to look for the little blessings in our lives. So what we do, no, in the evening, kami as a family, the way we pray is we thank God for the things that happen to us. No, it's not hingi, puro hingi, but it's really thanking Him for all the things that happen to us. So I have friends who also write gratitude journals, and it helps them decipher, like, and understand that there are little blessings, and to see, no, that there are little blessings that happen in our lives despite the challenges. And then reach out to others and learn to listen. So it's not just about talking to people, talking to our loved ones. It's really about listening to what they're trying to say. I believe that this is a great skill that all of us should do. Sometimes, I know one of the things that Love mentioned kanina was I'm a leader of Lean In. And in Lean In, it's a support group kasi for women where we get together every month. And what we do is we share, and the other people just listen. They don't talk, they just listen. So ang grabe yung benefits really of just sitting there and listening to the other person, because the other person feels like someone is there not judging them on the way their life has been going for the past year, but just really just being there for them, no? So there, just listen, no? When you talk to your loved ones, try to do this. And then next is go on a social media detox once in a while. The thing about social media is we all share, diba? We all share in social media good things that happen to us. Pero we don't share, most of us, no, I won't generalize, but most of us don't share failures. Don't share pag nahihirapan tayo. Don't share challenges. No, don't share depressing stuff, diba? Online. So what happens is, if we see all of these wonderful things that happen on social media, we tend to think na why we tend to compare our lives with the lives of other people. And um that's not well, that may be sort of a negative thing for some people, because it really takes a toll in the emotions. We now parang feel that we lack things in life. Eh, di ba what we want is to have that sense of abundance. So ako, personally, what I do is once a month, I really go on social media detox. And during weekends, I try not to check my phone. If I have work, it's usually planned work, no? So I know that I will check for that particular work. But in cases na walang work, I don't check my phone. I don't check my computer as well. Next is volunteer in social causes that you believe in. And a lot of and with this, no, it doesn't mean just volunteering in non-profit organizations. You can also do little things like mentoring a friend, coaching a friend, helping a friend out. So those little things kasi make you direct your attention towards other people and not just towards yourself. No, you don't focus on yourself alone there. So there. So are we still good? Are we still good, everyone? So click on, try to comment. There. I see hearts and I see likes. And the last thing that we need to focus on is the financial aspect of our life, of our lives. So understanding, the first thing is understand the things that will help you with your understand things that will help you with your financial goals. There are a lot of things that you need to know when it comes to handling your finances, no? So, and even if you are at the prime of your life, no, it's never too late to learn these new terms, to learn new methodologies on how to grow your finances or to build your finances, no? So try to read up on like what assets are, what liabilities are, what are the different kinds of investments, mutual funds, no? So read up on all of these things, and there are a lot of resources online, and even like join yung mga ganitong klaseng live sessions, no? Like FAMI has, I believe, another session that you can learn from. So yeah, try to absorb everything that you can when it comes to finances. And then reset your financial goals for 2021. So I'll share with you, this is what we have. This is how our planning looks like when it comes to our finances as a couple. And we start with our vision statement, no? So our vision statement is for both of us to retire by age 45 and have passive income of at least blank without any debt. So from the vision statement, we now segregate or separate our life into little buckets, no? So we have financial goals for buckets of our lives. So mapapansin nyo, this is the perfect time talaga to sort of build on the plans, your financial plans again, because it's ang daming nagbago nitong 2020, and all of us are starting from scratch again. So yeah, so this is the perfect time really to go through your plans, your financial plans again. And then next is understand things that will help you with your financial goals. So let's recap now. Understand things that will help you with your financial goals. Reset your financial goals for 2021. Next is be on a budget. Every peso needs to have a job. So what I do in my life is that every peso in my wallet has a job. So think of them as employees, no? Parang ganon. So bawat isa, they're all working for your financial independence. So each one has to have a job. So you can have pesos that are used for expenses, and then you can have pesos that are used for investments or growing your funds, no? So ang nangyayari is when I do my budget at the end of the month, dapat, or yung budget ko, yung sum niya should be zero because all of them, dineploy ko sila or I have them work for me. All of them, I have them work for me for certain tasks. So that kind of perspective really helped me out a lot because napansin ko that may mga little scenarios kasi na, ay, dapat ko ba bilhin to? Itong thing na to? Kung wala siya doon or kung lahat ng mga peso ko is already assigned for particular jobs, no, or assigned jobs, hindi ko na mabibili yung thing na yon. So I will now put it in my next month's budget. So ganun siya. So this really worked for me. So I suggest that you try it out as well. And also, next is start building your emergency fund. So we have this. So no one really expected the pandemic. I guess this is the time that we need to think of these sort of kinds of emergencies because we don't know what's coming already. Iba na yung mundo natin ngayon. There are a lot of changes happening outside. So you may want to start building on that emergency fund already. And then next is increase your income by looking for multiple sources of income. When you look at your plans, kasi your financial plans, you'll notice if you've been tracking your expenses, you'll notice that your expenses are there, no? Very straightforward. Alam mo na ganito yung amount na gagastusin mo sa susunod na buwan. And if alam mo that you're getting this much of pay, 'di ba, sa susunod na buwan, alam mo exactly like what's gonna happen financially to your life next month. So if you want to increase your savings rate, no, or your investment rate, the practical thing to do is really build up on that sources of income. you need to look for other sources of income, diba? So that's when freelancing now comes into play, starting a business, looking for side side things that you can do so that you can add to that assets part of your plan. No? And then you have them work towards like probably growing your money, 'di ba? Lalagay mo na siya sa investment, lalagay mo siya na siya sa savings, or lalagay mo siya on other expenses. There. And next is grow your assets by investing. So I was telling Love a while ago before this that I started a bit late in my life. I started investing when I was already, I think, 27 years old. So I started learning about investing late na talaga in my life. So what I've noticed though, that people nowadays, even if they're young, they already know most of it, no? Like they know about investing, they know about saving. So try to study. Like one thing that I did for Zika is really I studied mutual funds. That's why I have that save and learn equity fund with FAMI, because sabi ko I need to prepare, 'di ba? Gusto nga nating goal is to have a better world after we pass away. So, syempre, iniisip ko rin yung anak ko, 'di ba? So, kailangan safe and secure siya. So, that's why I started learning more about mutual funds already, learning more about investing. So there. So those are like the checklists that I have for 2021. And I know that I think we can share it with you after these. Well, you can see it naman since we're live, no? And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment in the comment section. And you can reach me through these links there. So that's it for my presentation today.
Thank you, Ginger. Can everybody hear me? I'll look at my phone.
Yes.
Okay, sige. Okay. So I think what Ginger is trying to say is that we all have the right to our current emotional state, right? So I hope that people don't feel pressured to feel better quickly kasi mahirap yun eh, di ba? You're parang minamadali mo rin yung process mo. So take your own time, move at your own pace, and you got this, di ba? Physical, emotional, social, and financial. So I guess we just have to stop feeling guilty rin naman, right, Ginger?
Yes,
Okay.
totoo yan. Yun nga we really need to forgive ourselves, love, no? Like, kung hindi mo man nagawa yung goals mo noong 2020, kasi I'm sure nung January, ganito din tayo, di ba? Super gigil na, okay, kaya ko yan.
I'm ready for you. Di ba? May mga ganyan eh.
I know, di ba? So, bigla na lang nagkaganito. So, forgive yourself for not achieving that. And maybe next year will be a better year for all of us. No?
We are so hoping for that one. Okay. So, Ginger, are you ready to answer questions from our viewers?
Yes, definitely,
Right.
love.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Okay, we have from Kat Cabillo. So, she's saying na, I feel like work is taking over my life. It's not just that I spend most of my day at work. Even when I am not there, I'm still thinking about it. With constant access to the internet, email, and texts, it's easy to stay plugged in all day when I'm at work and even I'm away from it. I often find myself in a state of permanent activity when little in the way of a rest or break. Kawawa naman. So, when technology puts me somewhere that I am not, can you suggest of ways I can switch off from this habit?
Nako, problema natin yan, no? Because
Correct.
it's really challenging to set like boundaries right now because we're all working, most of us are working from home. So I think for what's her name again? Kat, no?
Kat.
For Kat, it's about compartmentalization, really. You have to practice that. So some of the things that work for us, no, is basically like having visual cues. For the family at 6 o'clock, we love games kasi we love playing kasi we have a daughter, diba? So what we do is we have our gaming consoles on already by 6 o'clock para talagang magsa-switch na kami from work mode to play mode.
May
So, ganon.
schedule.
Yes. And talagang you have to intentionally put like visual cues. Like if and I totally understand yung predicament ni Kat kasi ganyan din ako eh. Even if I'm doing something, for example, nagluluto, iniisip ko pa rin work, no? So
Correct.
one thing that I did was to look for things that also uses yung ating brain power. So for example, what we do is we play games. Yung mga board games. Kasi when you're strategizing for work, or I mean for the board games, no, you're not thinking about work. Kasi mahirap ipagsabay yun eh. Or let's say watch something, no, or that requires you to think about that particular video or that particular show, because that will now like pull you out of that, no, pull you away from thinking about work. So yon, really just be intentional in compartmentalizing stuff.
All right. So I hope that Kat heard about it. So having a structure talaga is important. So you won't get drained as well, correct?
Yes.
All right. Second question is from Peter Keith Cabillo.
Okay.
How do I maximize my personal productivity? Dalawa pa, may dalawang questions pa siya. And what techniques can I use to improve my personal productivity further? And what personal productivity tools can I use to improve my performance?
Okay. So, Peter, what you can do is, what I did no nitong pandemic was I did a life audit. I first did a life audit. Alam mo ba yun, Lau, yung life audit? No, it's basically like knowing what you're doing every single minute. So what I use, so parang
you have a monitoring tools, sort of like that. Okay.
Yeah, so gagawin mo, kukuha ka ng time tracking tool. No, marami naman dyan online, you can just search for it. And then try to track, okay, nitong 4:40, ako ay nagla-live session. O mamaya, nagsisend ako ng emails, gano'n. So another tip is pwede rin gumamit ng Instagram stories. Total, mahilig naman tayo lahat sa mga selfie, diba? So, okay, 9 o'clock, kumakain akong breakfast. 10 o'clock, nagtatrabaho ako, gano'n. So, you know exactly what you're doing every single minute. Then, after doing that life audit, try to look at your day and see where can you cut time. Okay, when you cut time, you need tools.
That's a good idea.
Diba? So normally when you want to cut time, it's really about automating, looking for more efficient ways of doing things. So, you know, so if Peter wants to become more efficient or more productive, yun yung advice ko sa'yo, Peter. Do a life audit and then look at your life and try to look for tools that will help you.
All right. Thank you for that. He may feel lost, but eventually he'll find his way din naman.
Yes.
Okay. And third question is from Geraldine Kaule. Okay. I'm sure everyone will agree that saying no isn't always easy, but it's often necessary. Sabi nga nila, sometimes you have to say no, and no is always an option like yes. But how do we really say no? Any tips? Salamat. Actually, question ko rin yan. Quite difficult to say no.
That's true. Alam mo ako din, nung una, no, it was, yung husband ko kasi, it's very easy for him to say no. Ako, hindi talaga ako makahindi. Kasi, di ko alam. Sinasabi niya, lagi na lang ako nag-yes. Ako na rin, may magpapa-coach or magpapa-mentor. Yes lang ako ng yes. But, you know what helped me? What helped me is, when you're very clear on what your purpose and your priorities are, it will be easy for you to say no to the things that don't really need your attention. Because it's ganun talaga ang buhay. Because all of us, no, we're given a limited 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to do the tasks that we're supposed to do. So what you can think of is, if you say yes to something that isn't really a priority, you're taking away valuable time from your priorities. So once you're clear with that, anong name niya?
Geraldine Kaule.
Yes, katukayo ko eh. Ayan. So if you're clear with that, Geraldine, I'm sure that you can easily say no to the things that don't matter or things that you don't prioritize.
Right. Thank you. Kasi sometimes, I think it's also in our culture na minsan nakakahiya to say no or you don't want to offend the person. But thinking about it, ikaw naman din, nasa-sacrifice mo na like what you mentioned, your valuable time and all. Okay. So
Yes.
before I go on to the next question, I'd just like to say hello to Pines, Antonio, Jen Barte, who's also watching, Wilma Asuncion from Singapore, Glenn Maverick Ang, and Yapi Domingo. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Ay,
Okay,
may
thank you
mga
for
questions
watching.
already.
Okay,
Okay.
meron pa tayong question. From
Mhm.
Joanna May Rolando. I am a young professional and currently a full-time employee. I started saving 4 years ago and was able to start investing in bonds, only a minimal amount. However, being an eldest and breadwinner of the family is undeniably difficult when it comes to budgeting and maximizing income. What are budgeting tips that can help a millennial like me to save more? And what are the possible sources of income aside from salary? So, yeah, thank you in advance.
Thank you. Yeah, you know what? It's more about really tracking, no? Like knowing first yung baseline
Mm-mm.
mo. Like knowing what income that's coming
Mm-mm.
in, ano yung income level
Mm-mm.
mo that's coming in, ano yung expenses mo on a monthly basis. And what I've realized, no, based on like what I've seen with other people who come to me for advice really, is that that's what we fail to do. Like
Mm-mm.
tracking pa lang. Because when you're
Mm-mm.
tracking now, you know exactly where to adjust yung budget mo, no? You know
Expenses,
exactly,
yes. Oo.
yeah, you know exactly where to get money.
Mm-mm.
And
Mm-mm.
like what I've said kanina, in terms of expenses, we know that it's a fixed amount. Normally,
Mm-mm.
mapapansin mo it's just a fixed amount on a monthly
Mm-mm.
basis. And
Oo.
then, siguro may mga spurts lang, like let's say, Christmas. Pero may
Mm-mm.
bonus ka rin naman, di ba, pag
Mm-mm.
Christmas. So yung mga ganyan, no? So you know that it's, kumbaga, ano yan, stable yan. Parang,
Mm-mm.
yan na yung amount na yan
Default
for
na yan mga yan.
default
Oo.
na yan.
Yeah.
So
Mm-mm.
now, you have to increase yung income that comes in. So that is why a lot of people now are looking at multiple sources of income.
Mm-mm.
Because obviously, you need to expand yung income level mo if
Mm-mm.
you want more of that to be placed in savings and investment. So
Correct.
what you want to try to do is to increase your savings rate. The savings
Mm-mm.
rate is basically the amount of money that you put in
Mm-mm.
investment and savings versus the amount that you get, no? Yung
Mm-mm.
pumapasok, which is your
Mm-mm.
income. So yun yung gusto nating palakihin. Because
Mm-mm.
this works already passively, di ba? For you, it
Mm-mm.
grows your money passively already.
Mm-mm.
When I put funds in mutual funds, it
Mm-mm.
grows itself, by itself. So,
Mm-mm.
ganun yung tip ko, no? So, and
Mm-mm.
bata pa siya, you can explore.
Yeah,
Sabi nga niya,
oo.
young millennial daw diba?
She
So,
just started 4 years ago. O, diba?
yeah, this
Mm-mm.
is the time to explore. This is the time to see what you're good at. This is the time
Mm-mm.
to build on skill. Look for things that you love doing.
Mm-mm. All right. Okay, thank you, Ginger. Wait a minute. I think we have the final question from Renel
Yeah.
Peña. How do you keep yourself humble? I think this is really a good question. How do you keep yourself humble while recognizing your own worth? It's like being confident with your potentials, but ensuring you don't come across as arrogant. Thank you.
I love that question.
Diba? Yes. It's a really nice one.
I think one of the things that I've realized in my entrepreneurial journey and also freelancing, because I've been doing a
Mm-mm.
lot of freelancing, uh, a lot of the stuff that makes you a leader or a good person is really
Mm-mm.
self-awareness. So uh, a deep knowledge of who you
Mm-mm.
are as a
Mm-mm.
person, knowing your values,
Mm-mm.
knowing knowing your values, like for
Mm-mm.
example, in my case, I value integrity, so
Mm-mm.
commitments, like being one with your word. So
Mm-mm.
in this case, na parang if you don't, when you some people kasi they come off as arrogant because of, I guess, kulang sa respect lang
Mm-hmm.
from other people. Because, di ba, sabi nga nila, respect is comes in when you acknowledge diversity, diba? You acknowledge that all of us are different people.
Different.
We come from different walks of life. We have different beliefs. We have different upbringings. And if we respect each other, then you won't come off as arrogant, no? Where you come off as a person who is there coming from a place of help. You want to help the other person, and it's not being a show off or being arrogant, really. So yeah, so I think a lot of it is really because you respect other people and you know that you're different in many ways.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Just have to respect each other so that you're firmly rooted in the ground, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So thank you for those who sent in their questions. So please expect an email from our marketing on how you can claim your prize. But before we end this episode, I'd like to ask Ginger, thank you for answering all these questions and thank you for sharing all the knowledge and experience to us. Any final words or message that you can impart to all of us watching?
Yeah, thank you so much, Love, for this opportunity. I think one of the things that I would love to tell people is that, yeah, again, forgive yourself for whatever happened to you in 2020, and we always have to have that positive mindset and positive attitude so that we can approach 2021 with really with the right attitude and the right behavior. And also, there are a lot of people who are willing to support you. For example, like FAMI, they have this webinar pa lang, diba? That really helps you think about a lot of things, think about your plans. And when you reach out to people, you would be surprised that they are very open to help you in any way possible. So, don't forget that it's not just you who is here on earth, no? Marami tayo at ang magagawa natin is magtulong-tulong so that everything will be better in the end.
Trust that it gets better, all right?
Yes.
And don't give up on yourself.
Yes, definitely, Love.
Correct, diba? Okay, so Ginger, just allow me to invite then our viewers because our final episode for the FAMI 3 Kings will be aired live on January 4, Monday. So equally exciting din kasi this episode, something that we can look forward to for 2021. We are having one of the most sought after financial and motivational speakers in the country. So if you haven't followed us on our social media channels, follow at First Metro Asset and stay tuned. You really don't want to miss on that one. Again, my name is Love. Thank you, Ginger. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy New Year.
Yes. Happy New Year. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Picture yourself 10 years from now. If you set aside 5,000 pesos per month 10 years ago without investing it, you would easily have 600,000 pesos today. Today, you're looking forward to your new car, new house, or a dream vacation. Because of inflation, your purchasing power for that 600,000 pesos would actually be worth a lot less today. But if you invested your money in a mutual fund, not only would you have maintained your money's purchasing power, your money would be worth more today. For information, visit the FAMI website.